Delta 1972, Roger, in this frequency, but I don't have your flight message. So check out this.
Ground, good afternoon, Oscar, Hotel,
Hotel, Oscar, taxi, aviation, Echo Hotel, holding point 182 to the left, then Wilson holding point, San Juan 1811.
Roger, taxi holding, to the left by Hotel, and on Hotel, contact 108,
ground at 1810 with the India 3 for pushback.
There's 1810, affirmative, India 3 to the right.
Okay, got that 1810.
Oh, while they're waiting.
1810, we're still standing by,
Delta 1810, pushback on the start of Capil, India 3, expect runway 2 to the right.
Ground Cockpit, now is driving up.
Got a 1810, the 135 push with you.
Delta 1810, Roger, confirm status.
Say again, got a 1810.
Okay, Altimeter access and close. Ready to connect.
I'll advise you in a couple more minutes for your pushback approval. We have an aircraft just behind your seat. Standing by and flying on 03 right.
Okay, we'll stand by and we'll start.
All right, I think everything is up. Hey, everybody, welcome aboard. Captain Mike here. We're going to run a Southwest Airlines flight 2671 from San Juan to Fort Lauderdale. A little bit longer than I wanted to run, but I wanted to do some testing in X-plane. I was getting some bad stutters, so I've been fooling around with a few different things, and I'm hoping that I have it figured out here.
Start connected and bypass being started. Release back brake.
San Juan ground, Southwest 2671 at concourse B, gate 5, ready for push and start.
Southwest 2671, San Juan ground, push and start approved, tail south.
All right, so let's get that clock going, and let's release the brake.
Starting pushback, and you may stand again.
Start number 2. Seems a lot smoother than when I first started. Had some really bad stutters. And the frames were locked at where I had them, so made no sense to me. Now I want to see if any of these screens go dark on the way to Fort Lauderdale during this 3-hour run.
Delta 1, 972, sediment, pushback to flying.
Start number 1. I don't have any screens for you back there because the iPad here, the battery is shot. It's dead. I've been using it all day. And I didn't have it plugged in because I've been running it over to the other computer. So that battery is shot now. It's got to charge back up. So far, this is looking pretty smooth. At the line everything back up again with the new drivers too. Now I've got the latest in here right now.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Connecting tow. Stand by.
All right. Let me have that. I think that monitor might be just a little bit lighter than the other ones. Might have to adjust a little bit here.
Tower is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. And signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Oh, there goes the tow. TA auto. Let's have a quick peek here. Exterior lights, we are good. APU is needed, it's off. Master caution recall, we've got a clean board. Flaps are set for takeoff. Transponders TA auto, weather radars auto. Flight controls are free and clear. San Juan ground, Southwest 2671 at Concourse Peak 85. Looking to go to runway 10.
Southwest 2671, push and start approved, tail south.
I'm already up and running, Johnny. Yeah, San Juan ground, looking to taxi to runway 10.
Southwest 2671, taxi to runway 10 via November Sierra, Bravo, Hotel 1. Contact tower on 132.05 when ready for departure.
Taxi to runway 10 via November Sierra, Bravo, Hotel 1. Contact tower on 132.05 when ready for departure. Good night. Oh, they got us taking the scenic route. November to Sierra. Alright, Bravo, Hotel 1. Yeah, they got us making a left going all the way around. Alright. We'll take the scenic route on the way out tonight. I'm hoping I have these monitors lined up pretty good. I had them set up pretty decent before, but reworking everything, they got screwed up somewhere along the way. And my original numbers just wouldn't work anymore. So now, I cannot remember if it was X-Plane or MS 2020 that had an issue with San Juan Airport where there were big divots. I think it was MS 2020, if I remember correctly, because they were over here and they could damage the landing gear. Alright, November to Sierra. Today's ride is 961 miles. Got 141 miles to top a climb.
Alright, we're pushing Southwest 07. Alright, disconnect and beam Alpha 13, Southwest 607.
Seems pretty smooth so far. And we want Sierra. Looks like there was a little divot right there. Felt that little bounce. Look at that little bounce going on there. Not as bad as 2020 if I remember correctly. Alright, that puts us on Sierra. We take this down to Sierra 1, then we're hanging a left. Alright, or Sierra, well, Sierra 2 actually. Yes. Sierra 2, Bravo across to Hotel 1.
Cargo 540 ready to everyone 524 activate.
Kevlar 1604.
Pretty smooth. All right, and we're over to Bravo. Alright, Bravo to Hotel 1. And let's switch on over.
Delta 1810, landing on the 3 range. My Boeing 3 range, Delta 1810. Tower 1820. Alpha to the holding point, hold short runway 7, decimal 6 off security.
Delta 1810, line up on the 30 right.
Line up on the 30 right, Delta 1210.
All right. San Juan Tower, Southwest 2671, holding short, runway 10, ready for departure.
Southwest 2671, San Juan Tower, runway 10, wind 080 at 13, RNAV Acme, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, Southwest 2671. All right, let's go. My clock, TARA, let's have a quick peek. Tenant notification is complete. Exterior lights as needed. We are good. Engine start select is continuous. Auto throttle is on. Transponders TARA auto. Parking brake release 40%. We are out of here.
Approaching 10.
All right, 40% on the throttles.
0.
Stable. Toga. Thrust set. Airspeed's active.
80 knots.
Check. Throttle hold. We're stable through 80.
V1, rotate. How's it brake?
Gear up. All right, Zibo. From 400, let's see what you got.
1,000.
So this ride definitely seemed a lot smoother on the way out.
Southwest 2671.
Flaps 1.
Departure on 120.9er.
Going to departure 120.9 to Southwest 2671. Good night. Departure Southwest 2671 with you, climbing through 2100 for 5,000. Flaps up.
Southwest 2671, San Juan departure, radar contact, clear direct PAL D. Climb and maintain flight level 200.
Clear direct PAL D, climb and maintain flight level 200 Southwest 2671. All right, we're making that turn right now. Nothing but darkness out there. See a couple of boats in the water. Pretty cool. Hopefully we get some lights here from San Juan out on the left on the way out. And we're going 318 now. $250 knot climb out, passing through 8,000. Flight level 200. Got an aircraft off to our left, about 20 miles out. Oh, you can see the lights from San Juan starting to come into the picture now. Looks pretty cool. Don't know if the camera's going to pick that up, but that looks pretty cool.
Southwest 2671, climb and maintain flight level 270.
Climb, maintain flight level 270, Southwest 2671. Don't know if you have a view of San Juan there. Looks pretty cool. That should be in view now. And we're heading out over the water, so there's not going to be much to see once those lights disappear off to the left. And we've got 944 miles to go. Got 120 to top a climb. And they cleared us direct to Paldi.
Contact San Juan Oceanic Center on 128.65.
I contact San Juan Oceanic Center on 128.65, Southwest 2671. Good night. Oceanic Center, Southwest 2671, with you, climbing through 15,000 for 27,000, inbound Paldi. And let's clean this up.
San Juan Oceanic Center identified. Good evening, San Juan, QNH 1015.
And 10:15. That should be in range. And we're just about done with that chart.
San Juan Oceanic Center, climb and maintain flight level 340.
Climb, maintain flight level 340, Southwest 2671. And let's have a peek. Autopilot's engaged, and notification is complete. Cabin pressurization and temperature, we're going to monitor that. Engine bleeds on, pack switches are auto, APUs off, and exterior lights as needed. We are good. Engine start selectors as needed, they're off. Auto brake selector is off. Landing gear is up and off. Altimeter is set for local pressure, for standard pressure, that is. All in all, nice smooth departure out of San Juan. And we've got 100 miles now, top of climb. 9:25 to go. Climbing up beautifully. And we'll be cruising at 36,000 today. And once again, we're fighting a headwind. Mikey headwinds. Only 7 knots, but we're not getting any help from it, that's for sure.
2671, climb and maintain flight level 360.
Climb and maintain flight level 360, Southwest 2671. And that clears us up to cruise. Uneventful so far. That should be coming into range. And at Paldi, we should have 20.9 on the fuel. We've got 21.4. 85 miles, top of climb now. Let's see, Southwest Airlines did this flight in the real world in 3 hours and 2 minutes. So we'll see just how close we can come to that. Although I think we're going to boogie up our cruise. And we're going to be cruising at Mach 0.8 instead of Mach 0.78. Be boogieing a little bit quicker. Hopefully we can get in a little early. I really want to check the stability with the X-plane. Believe I have the stutters under control, so. Now I want to see if these lower glass screens are going to actually turn off and back on again. Had an issue with this lower one last ride. The ones up top were doing it not that long ago, but a JavaScript reinstall seemed to have fixed that. Hopefully it's going to fix the one on the bottom as well. I believe I did that one. And 317. 20.9. We're at 21. 20.9 just flipped over as we passed over. So the fuel is right on the money. And we're inbound Fico. Nothing but water down there. Complete darkness. A few stars here and there. Not even seeing any boats lit up down there. Total darkness. Climbing up nicely. Our N1, N2, EGT, oil pressure, temperature, quantities, all fine. Engine vibrations, 1.4, 1.6, so beautiful run. Another one right out of the box for the Zibo-Mod. It's pretty smooth. How about we'll let them run around? I'll take the weather now, and you can have the terrain. Alright, we're going to be coming up on cruise here. Another 10 miles. So from cold and dark up to cruise, the Zibo-Mod has been beautiful. Although I did a lot of that work offline. All right, so we're at cruise. That's 29 minutes from the gate. 17 minutes since we entered the runway. We've got 705 miles to top of descent and 862 to go to Fort Lauderdale. I'm going to step out, stretch my legs, and grab a drink. Keep an eye on things from right behind the camera for a bit. I'll be back. That should be in range and 16. And we didn't miss any handoffs. Very good. Let's have a look at that. And we have the ILS 3 on the way in. And we get picked up at NASA. I'll contact San Juan Oceanic Center on 121.7 Southwest 2671. Good night. San Juan Oceanic Center, Southwest 2671 with you. Flight level 360 inbound FICO.
San Juan Oceanic Center identified. Good evening.
Good evening. All right, so we're going to get picked up at NASA. And then Ray J, we're going to be 340. USA 280 at flight level 240. Yep, that looks pretty good. C-Pod. 270 above 190. SOC is going to be 14. Cyrex above 10. Latin 250 at 6. That looks pretty good. Then wave 'em. Kiwi, BPAC. BPAC, we need to be at 6. Very good. And then at 1R, we need to be at 5. 1R, we're at 5. And let's take a look at the approach. We've got 10 left coming in, right? Warrior, Nove, and we're on our way in. Position height on the back end is going to be a deuce. Elevation there is going to be 65. Put that in right now. Decision height is going to be a deuce. You can have that. I was going to say, what happened to my transmissions? I guess there aren't that many on the frequency. That should be in range. Hey Herbert, how's it going? Frankfurt, Germany. Yeah, nice. You're a ways off. Yeah, I'm in Boca Raton. Right now, what time is it? 6:30 in the evening. Hopefully I'll be done before 9. Got this one in late, but I'm getting it in though. That's the main thing. Had to work out some stutters this go around. That should be in range. 15. Looking pretty good. Alright, that's going to be a deuce. Can even put that in. So, Hulled mandatory at 5,000, and that is in. Yep. And Warrior is 3. Yes. Noab is 18. Packy is 560. Can even add that into the mix. That's going to be at 5. That's correct. And then the hold at 4 on a mist. All right. That looks good. All right, let's see. At Thico, we should have 19 on the fuel. We're at 19. And we're over 10 when we get into Fort Lauderdale. Unless I can't put it down. 6:10 to go, top of descent, 766 to the end of the ride. We're looking pretty good. Zibo-Mod hit this one right out of the ballpark. We're not going to be on that chart for a while, so let's see if we get picked up here. Where is Olas? And we get picked up at NASA. Okay. Should have a change of frequency coming up here. We should be going to Miami Oceanic now. Real soon. All right, and we are inbound now to the Bahamas. And we'll be on that arrival chart in about 560 miles. And there's no real weather to speak of out there, so should be a nice smooth ride. Pure Porsche. Did you vote for Trump? And if I let everybody know who I voted for, then it wouldn't be a secret anymore. Not that it's a secret anyway. Most of the family know. So we're cruising at Mach 0.8. I did kick it up a little bit, so in the real world they did this ride in 3 hours and 2 minutes. When are we looking to get in here? 5:53, 150, 2:30. We're going to be a little early. How early? Don't know, but we're going to be a little bit early. We're a little ahead of schedule, and we should pick up. There we go. A little late there, but I'll contact Miami Oceanic Center on 123.775. Southwest 2671. Good night. Miami Oceanic, Southwest 2671 with you. Flight level 360. Inbound NASA. Alrighty. Frequency's pretty quiet. Hey, Roken Zone, how's it going? We still have a little ways to go this ride. I'm running a flight from San Juan to Fort Lauderdale. So we left Fort Lauderdale. We left San Juan. We left the gate 48 minutes ago. So we're still looking at another 725 miles to go. So we're not due in for another hour and 50 odd minutes. So we still have a ways to go. Want to see if I'm going to have any issues with stutters. They were pretty good on the front end. I was getting hammered with them the past ride that I did with X-Plane, so I think I have them straightened out. So I'll get a couple of more night rides in, and then I'll go back to MS 2020, and hopefully I didn't screw up anything there. .40 knot headwind we're fighting. It's been a nice smooth ride though. No complaints about X-Plane and Zibo. The stutters, if there were any, far and few in between. Maybe a couple of flickers here and there, but that's it. Yeah, it would be nice if I could find one set of NVIDIA drivers that are good for MS 2020 and X-Plane at the same time. With pretty much the same settings, but X-Plane doesn't seem to like accelerated graphics from Windows. MS 2020 seems to love it. But I can switch between the two base platforms within, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes maybe. Not even. So it's not that big of a deal. Looks like we're going to be passing just north of Grand Turk. Let's take a look. What's the weather going to be like when we get into Fort Lauderdale? Wind 060 at 9. 10 statute miles of visibility. Scattered at 4,600. Broken at 5,500. 2111, 3023. So the weather's looking pretty decent. Weather's looking pretty good. Fort Lauderdale. Moscow. Wow. Elia. Okay. Wow, man. Oh, so far we're having a great ride, man. Right from the get-go, it's been beautiful. Yeah, I swapped out the DLSS permanently from MS 2020. I grabbed the latest one and just put it in there manually. I just renamed the other one old in case there's issues, but it's been running like butter. So I don't plan on touching that one unless I have to. Still waiting to hear from Flight Illusions, though, about my gauges. All my Flight Illusion gauges, they work in X-Plane 12, with no problems. But I can't get them to work with MS 2020 for some reason, using G-Step. It shows that they're all connected. I have those green little indicators. The backlighting all lights up, but the gauges just sit there and don't do anything. So, still waiting to hear from them. But that's the only thing I'm really missing. I get those Flight Illusion gauges working, and I'm just about up the same as I am in X-Plane. There really wouldn't be much of a difference between the two as far as functionality is concerned. So, that's pretty cool. Oh. Yeah, that kind of stinks. I was looking forward to 2024, but with that 100% stream and stuff, that's just not doable. Hopefully they'll have an offline mode like they have in 2020, where I can pretty much download the same stuff that I downloaded in 2020, and then just grab the photogrammetry stuff and all that as I fly. But still be able to fly in 2024. If they're having issues with their servers, all I have to do is log in. They can get my registration information and then allow me to fly offline. Then that would be doable. But right now, that's not the case, so. You don't need me, right? You put the pills over there, right? I took them today? Yeah, that kind of stinks. So that's why I want to rely on someone else's server in order to use my Flightdeck. So that's another good thing, being able to run X-Plane 12 and MS 2020. If I can't connect to MS 2020 and it just won't run, I can always jump back to X-plane. Even if I have to fly in the daytime. You know, I just prefer flying X-plane at night because it looks so much nicer. Yeah, we still have about 450 miles to go before we get on that arrival. And we've got 495 miles top of descent. 650 to go. And at NASA, let's see, what do we have? 11.4, we're at 17.5, so. And we're going to have over 9 when we get in, so unless I can't put it down, we should be good as far as fuel's concerned. Yeah, he's here, actually. He's in his bed again. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he hasn't made a few runs. Now, when I'm in X-plane 12, I only run night flights, so I'm not going to see a lot of that map stuff. So I'm just using what I'm getting from X-plane. Although I did add extended night lights throughout the globe, and then I did edit the night lighting and use reshade to get the look I want. So as far as the maps, I didn't download any of that because I'm really not going to see it. I only fly at night. And when I fly in the daytime, I'll fly MS 2020. So whatever they're giving me for the maps. Oh, that's just over an hour since we left the gate. Hour and a minute. 48 minutes since we left the run. Since I entered the runway. 480 miles ago, top of descent. All in all, it's been a great run, nice and smooth. Fighting a headwind again. 46 knots though. It's not crazy. But it still would be nice if we had a tailwind. We do have a ground speed of 422. I wonder if we're going to see any lights here from the island. Grand Turk, pretty dark down there. Speaking of the co-pilot, there he is. What's up, pal? How you doing, buddy? You've missed a few rides. They're getting worried about you, pal. That's funny. He must have heard you. Take your seat, buddy. See about signs off, but, you know, don't abuse it. That pal? There you go, buddy. That's too funny. He must have heard you. His ears were ringing. Well, he's part of the flight crew, right? Maybe he was in the back giving out bags of peanuts. Oh, see, I'm not paying attention here. Should have stopped that a little while ago. Oops. That's too funny, buddy. They were just talking about you, pal. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see anything from the Turks. Pretty dark down there. Hey, Skywise, how's it going? We're in the middle of a ride from San Juan to Fort Lauderdale in X-Plane 12. Believe I finally worked out my stutter issue. So now we're just giving it a little of an endurance run. Trying to see if any of these monitors are going to turn off and on again. Hoping that a Lewis script update, a JavaScript reinstall was the issue. Seemed to have fixed my upper screens, but the lower one seems to still do it. So hopefully I fixed that as well. We'll see soon enough. But everything has performed well from cold and dark to where we are now at cruise. ZHSI, FDS to XP, Zibo-Mod, X-Plane, SayIntentions. Been a great run the whole way around. SA Premium. I don't know what premium is. I have a subscription for the year, so I don't know if there's a difference. What's up, buddy? You can't get comfortable, pal? Yeah, no light from these islands. None at all. I'd have to go take a look and see. Depends on what else it adds. I mean, this is pretty good just the way it is. I get ATIS clearance, push, taxi instructions, handoffs. So, it's pretty good. I mean, the ground stuff, people in the back talking, it's nice, but it's not a must-have. Not something I would pay more for, that's for sure. South Caicos. Nothing to see down there. Not getting any island lights at all. Shadow's in the right seat. He's right here. He just jumped up for this ride. Matter of fact, he hasn't been taking a run for quite some time, and then someone just mentioned it a little while ago, and all of a sudden he just popped up out of nowhere and just jumped in the right seat. Now he's tucked in. Man, that headwind is picking up now. 51, 52. Slowing us down a bit. Now we're just over, what, about 300 miles out of Nassau. So we've got 400 miles now to top of descent, and about 550 to go into Fort Lauderdale. Still got a ways to go. About an hour and a half. Right now, I think we're about 10 minutes ahead of schedule. But we're booking at Mach 0.8 instead of Mach 0.78. So I know we're going to get in early. Just a matter how early. Oh, hey, Rodney, how's it going? A few individuals popped in and out. This is one of my longer rides. I'm just doing an endurance test. I was having some issues with X-Plane, so hoping I've got them worked out. My stutters seem to be fixed. We'll see coming into Fort Lauderdale just how smooth it is. pretty smooth leaving San Juan. Oh, we still have a little ways to go. Yeah, well, he's in here now, so I can step out, stretch my legs, grab a drink when I need to. Nice, yeah, time to get building, Rodney. Time to get building. Yeah, he's too much. Shadow Man. He's got his face buried into the seat now. The light might be bothering. I don't know if you can see his paw right here. Yeah, buddy. Might be a little too dark. Although, might be able to see him now with the light on. I don't know if he's sticking out enough. He's right here. Yeah, buddy. Should be 11. And that should be coming into range soon. Yep, right now. Hey, Hydraulic Dreamer. How's it going? Having a pretty good night. Your wife hasn't needed me for anything. I shouldn't even mention that because she'll come in now. So it's been a pretty good run. Well, I flew in the real world a long time ago up in New York, but a lot of the small stuff. A long time ago. How do I get ATC radio? I'm actually running a couple of programs. Oh, I don't believe it. You need me? Oh, okay. I thought you needed me for something. Wow. That's like Beetlejuice. What? Let's see, ATC radio. I'm running actually 2 programs to get ATC communications. I'm running XATC chatter, which gives me canned transmissions between tower and aircraft. And depending on the frequency I have tuned in, I'll get the appropriate chatter, whether it's tower, ground, you know, clearance and whatnot. And then I'm also running SayIntentions for ATC communications between myself and air traffic control for my direction. And then combining the 2 of them together gives me a nice effect. And I can pause XATC chatter if I have to communicate with SayIntentions at any point along the way. And then restart it again with just a flip of a button on the yoke. So it worked out pretty cool. Yeah, I could feel a little bit of a rumble from the subwoofer underneath the flight deck. Yeah, you can feel that little bit of a vibration. Pretty cool. Not much, but just a little bit. Oh, no lights coming from the Bahama Islands down there either. Pitch darkness. I tell you, those headwinds are picking up. They're at 57 now. Not helping us one bit. Gotta burn a little more fuel to stay at Mach 0.8. But we'll have 9.4 when we get into Fort Lauderdale. So, shouldn't be an issue. 335 to go to top of descent, and we're under 500 now to Fort Lauderdale, 490. And what I like about XATC chatter is if you purchase XATC chatter, you get FSATC chatter free. So this works with X-Plane and it works with MS 2020. So you buy one, get one free, which is pretty cool. And then SayIntentions, that's just subscription based. So, but I have a yearly sub. Oh yeah, Rodney, we got a ways to go. We're still another 329 miles top of descent. And that's at 5:21. It's 4:35 right now, so a little under an hour, but yeah, we still have a little bit to go. Hopefully coming into Fort Lauderdale, it's going to look pretty nice. Because we're going to be coming in, so Florida should look nice, all lit up in front. Then we're going to swing around, make a U-turn to come into 10 left. So we should have a pretty good view of the city on the way in. Long as the weather holds out. So far the weather that I checked was looking pretty good. Alright, I'm going to jump out, grab a drink, stretch my legs. My restless leg syndrome bothers me every now and then, so I got to move around. It's either that or my back. I'll be back as soon as I grab a drink, stretch my legs a bit. Enjoy the view. I know there's not much to see out the windows, but first officer shadow there, be keep an eye on the gauges.
Southwest 2671, Miami Oceanic Center, contact Miami Center on 127.225. Miami Oceanic Center, contact Miami Center on 127.225.
My wife made me do a treatment. Ugh, I hate those treatments. They make me hack and cough. Contact Miami Center on 127.225 Southwest 2671. Good night. Miami Oceanic, Southwest 2671, with you at flight level 360, inbound Nassau.
2671 Miami Center identified. Good evening.
Oh, I hate those treatments. Oh man, have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate the conversation along the way. I got up at the wrong time. She made me do a treatment. I hate doing those things. Let's see. That's just over an hour and a half since we left the gate. Hour and 31 minutes. We've got 274 miles now. Top of descent. 4:30 to go to Fort Lauderdale. And let me go. I got to get a drink now and blow my nose. I hate when I do these treatments. I'll be right back. Ugh. Got to keep that cough in check. If not, then I got to take that Cheratussa and codeine, and we don't like taking that stuff. Oh, that's an hour and 20 minutes since we entered the runway. All in all, the Zibo-Mod has performed beautifully. And we'll get picked up on the arrival chart in another 225 miles. So, still have a ways to go, but we're closing the gap. Nothing but water down there. Nothing but water. With a few islands scattered here and there. We might touch on NASA's airspace for a little bit here. Just barely. That's the artificial intelligence part of it. There are computers and whatnot working in the background on their servers that figured out what I said. Look at my SimBrief flight plan that I filed, and then comes up with the correct response. It's pretty amazing, the program. It's not scripted. I don't know if this still works. It did way back when. Let me try something. What can you tell me about San Juan Airport? Let's see if it'll do anything here. Did it pick that up? I don't think it picked that up. What can you tell me about San Juan Airport? Look like it picked that up. Don't know if it's going to answer me or not. No, it was interesting. In the beginning, I asked it a question. Let me try that one. Who is Babe Ruth? I asked this question some time ago, and I actually got an answer.
Southwest 2671 identified. Good evening.
Oh, yeah, no, they're not going to do it. All right. I was flying around one day, and I figured, I said, you know what, let me just ask a question. I think we were flying around in New York over Yankee Stadium, and I just asked about Babe Ruth, and it told me who Babe Ruth was. It was amazing. Oh, look, there you go.
Has runways 8 and 10 in use with visual approaches. Current address is Oscar 1090 at 6, visibility 10.
They may be a little bit behind the times there.
And 3100 feet.
Let's see if it picks up Babe Ruth.
Altimeter 3001. Contact clearance delivery on 126.4 for VFR departures.
Pretty cool. Let's see if it picked up the Babe Ruth question. Let's see if we can try that again. Who was Babe Ruth? See if it just ignores it.
Southwest 2671. I'm here to assist with aviation-related queries. For information on Babe Ruth, you might want to check a reliable source or database.
So I got that information once way back when from them. So I guess maybe they cut some of that stuff out. That's pretty cool though. Now that treatment's going to start clearing up all this stuff in my throat. All in all, it's been a pretty good run. I don't think I've had any complaints. Maybe a few divots in the airport out at San Juan on the taxi out, but that was pretty much it. Boy, that headwind is still picking up. It has 63 knots now. Yeah, I can only imagine. My understanding is they're using more than one. And the combination of whatever they found does a pretty good job. At least for what I need. It does get a little screwy on the back end. So since I have, you know, SIDs and stars, if they're available, I'll use them. And then just pick them up basically when I'm getting near approach ready to land. Because they can send you out on some weird stuff. So I probably get about 90% use out of it as far as communications are concerned. That's one. Let's see if the weather's changed much. Let's request a weather update for Fort Lauderdale. Winds are 070 at 6, 10 statute miles of visibility, scattered at 4,600, broken at 5,500, 3023, man. And that's from when? 423. 2353 Zulu. We should have a good view. Alright, we just hit 200 miles now, top of descent. And we've got 355 to go. And let's see, at NASA we should have 11.4 on the fuel, we're at 13.5. And we should have 9.4 when we get into Fort Lauderdale. If I can put it down. All in all, pretty good run. No complaints. Oh, how appropriate, pal. I should wake you up. Eh, buddy? Eh? We're just south of Cat Island. Cat Island, Arthurstown, and Cat Island, New Bright. Can't see any lights from them, though. Everything down there is dark. That should be coming into range now. Be coming into NASA's airspace soon. We should be getting a changeover. Yeah, a little bit. So we should be under an hour to go now. What do we have here? It's 4:59. We're getting in at 5:56. So there you go, just under an hour. So kicking up that cruise is definitely giving us a little bit of a boost. We're going to get in early. Time is it? 7:35. Yeah, I didn't even eat yet. I'll be having dinner late. Leftover chicken cutlet. My wife made that yesterday with some fresh ravioli. That was good. And since it's leftovers, I don't care if I'm having it late. It's still going to be good. What's up, buddy? All that talking bothering you, pal? grade J will get picked up. All right. All right, we're going to be crossing into NASA's airspace here. And we're just about 95 miles out of Nassau. We've got 290 miles to go to Fort Lauderdale. 133 to top of descent. So we put a big dent in it now. Just about 2 hours from the gate. And it's been a great run. We should be changing frequencies here in just a bit.
Expect the ILS runway 10 left approach into Fort Lauderdale. OLS 3 arrival. In about 20 minutes, I'll start your descent. Notify if you're ready to descend before that.
We can expect the ILS 10 left approach into Fort Lauderdale via the OLS 3 arrival in about 20 minutes. Southwest 2671. Well, they're following the filed flight plan, so that's pretty good.
Good morning, one of the M1, November 3550, I got a 7.6410 southbound. 400-550.
Other aircraft on our scope seems to be heading the same way. Haven't been too many out there I've seen on the move. That should be in range.
Southwest 2671, contact NASA Center on 125.7.
Contact NASA Center on 125.7, Southwest 2671. Good night. NASA Center, Southwest 2671 with you at flight level 360 inbound NASA.
Southwest 2671, NASA Center identified. Good evening.
right. So in the real world, Southwest did this ride in 3 hours and 2 minutes.
OpenAI is experiencing an outage. We are moving all workloads to backup providers. No ETA. We'll keep you posted.
Uh-oh. I think we just lost our SayIntentions. Experiencing an outage. All workloads to backup providers. Alright, well, we'll see if we're still up and running. If not, we still have the charts on the way in anyway, which I usually follow on the way down until I get to approach. What are we looking at now? We've got 100 miles now to top of descent, and we've got 256 to go. Another 45 minutes, I'd say, just about. So far, I haven't noticed any glitching going on. Been a great run. All right, at Nassau, we should have 11.3 on the fuel. We're at 12 right now. 9.3 when we get in. 85 miles now, top of descent. 240 to go. And that's an hour 59 minutes from the gate. 147 from the runway. So I've got an hour and 3 minutes to make it in. And we should be in about 42 minutes, 43 minutes, somewhere in there. So we're a little ahead of the game now. And what do we have, 80 miles top of descent? I'm going to grab a drink, be right back for the finale. That's in range. Yeah, it's one of the advantages of having an auto flight system. Being able to leave the flight deck. $65 miles top of descent, 220 to go. Not bad. Now we're getting there. And we should have a pretty cool view on the way into Florida. We still have a ways to go before frequency change for Miami Center, so we'll see if that problem has been fixed by the time we get there. What's up, pal? You stretching? Huh? You getting yourself ready for the landing? So we basically have Nassau right below us, just about. Actually, you can see some lights down there. Nice. Just in front of the nose of the aircraft, pretty much just about gone now. Dimly lit, but you can see them. She stays like that, we're going to have a nice view on the way down. All right, and at Nassau, we should have 11.3. We're 11.6 on the fuel. And the oil temperature quantity, that's all looking good. Vibration's good, M1 and 2. Wow, pressure's looking good, temperature's looking fine. All in all, it's been a great ride. Just about 45. We're coming up on that, which puts us on the arrival into Fort Lauderdale. Orlos 3. And we get picked up right here at Nassau. And we're good down to above 24.
Attention all aircraft. The OpenAI outage continues, but we've moved all AI workloads to backup providers. Things should mostly be normal now.
They should mostly be normal. Okay. And we're going to 301, and we're going to be inbound Ray-J. Yes. And we are going to be on that moving chart within about 40 miles. All right, we're under 200 miles to go now. 191 miles to go to Fort Lauderdale. We've got 35 miles now to top of descent. We'll give another minute or two and we'll get them back in their seats. That should be popping into range now. And we are good down to 24. And we're going to slow. Yes. Oh. I don't want that. And they want us 280, then 270. And let's do... And then 250, 6 Atlantan. Now what do we got? 25 miles top of descent. Let's get them back in their seats. We've got 180 miles to go to Fort Lauderdale now. 2 hours and 8 minutes since we left the gate. Hour and 56 since we entered the runway. And we should be popping into Miami's airspace here soon. About 35 minutes to go. Right now we're on track to being about 15 minutes early. That's all set up, and we'll get you set up as well. Should be in range. Should popping up on that chart within the next 13 miles, I would think. Alright, here comes the speed down. We're on the chart now. Nicely done. And we begin our descent right about now. That's 2 hours and 12 minutes since we left the gate. An hour and 59 minutes since we entered the runway. And we're on our way down. We've got 155 miles to go now. And we have the ILS 3 arrival into Fort Lauderdale for runway 10 left. We're a little ahead of schedule. In the real world, they did this ride 3 hours and 2 minutes, but I kicked up our cruise a little bit. And at Raja, we should have 10.8 on the fuel. We're at 10.8. We're coming down beautifully. We're looking pretty good, and we're going to 302.
Southwest 2671, Nassau Center, descend via ILS 3 for the ILS runway 10 left approach into Fort Lauderdale. QNH 1022.
Yeah, descend via the ILS 3 for the ILS runway 10 left approach into Fort Lauderdale. QNH 1022, Southwest 2671. Hey, Catherine Ray. Welcome aboard. You just caught us on our descent into Fort Lauderdale. We left San Juan 2 hours and 15 minutes ago. So we got just about a half hour left for this ride. 136 miles left to Fort Lauderdale. Hopefully we'll have a view of Florida coming up in the not too distant future here. Weather's looking pretty decent, so we should have a decent view. All right, we need to be above 24. We're at 28.5, so we're looking pretty good. We're good now, down to 19. At C-Pod. C-Pod's going to be 270. 270 above 19,000. Nothing from Florida yet. Not picking up any lights just yet. Might be something out in the distance, way out in the distance, just starting to peek through. way out there. Just starting to fade in. Alright, CPOD 270 above 19. We're at 26 descending. We're looking pretty good. We're good down to 14. $53. Woohoo. How cold is it outside, Dawn? You know the temperature outside? 62? 62. So we're a little better than you are. A little better. Alright, CPOD above 19. We're at 23.8 descending, so. And 10. And Cyrex. And then 250 at 6 for Lantern. Oh, must have hit some clouds. Whatever I was seeing out in the distance kind of disappeared. All right, we're inbound Saki 301. Saki, we should have 10.6 on the fuel. We're 10.7. 9.3 when we get in. 114 miles to go. Coming down beautifully. Beautiful ride. Oh, from where we're coming in, we're basically going to be heading straight in toward Fort Lauderdale. So you'll basically have up to the north of us, like Orlando will be up towards our right. Towards our left is going to be Miami, down to where you can start getting into the Florida Keys is going to be off to our left. But we're going to swing out, make a U-turn, and then come back in and land on 10 left. So we should have a pretty good view all around. The weather's looking pretty good. Alright, Saki is 14, then 10, then we're good down to 6. Yes. Surprised they didn't pull us over to Miami just yet. Should be in Miami's airspace by now. What's up, pal? You know we're getting close, buddy. Eh? Alright, you're gonna land, buddy. Take the yoke. I'm not yoking. Yeah, pal? I don't know if you can see him. How dark it is in here. Here he is. How you doing, pal? Eh? Say hi to the cameras. Who's that? You heard something? The one word that he knows, you can sit here and have a conversation with everybody. It doesn't matter. But as soon as you use the C word, cookie, he knows that word, man. How's it going, pal? Not just yet, buddy. Still early. Still early. Soon. All right, Saki, 10-6, 10-6, right on the money. And we're good down to 6. 6B pack, and then 1R is 5. Oh, who just come in, buddy? Who's that, pal? He just woke up out of nowhere. Wow, what'd she send you that telepathically, pal? Huh, buddy? The cat just jumped out of nowhere and he started looking around like a little crazy, like he heard something. Going to Miami, Oceanic Center, 126.325, Southwest 2671. Good night. And she comes in here, she was worried she couldn't find him. And here he is right here. That's pretty weird. Miami, Oceanic Center, Southwest 2671, with you, descending through 15,700 for 6,000. Inbound Cyrex.
Southwest 2671, Miami Oceanic Center identified. Good evening. South Bimini altimeter 1022.
Yep, that's what we're on, buddy. That's what's set. Cyrex, we need to be above 10,000. We're at 14,003 descending. So we're looking pretty good. Lanton is up next. We need to be at 250 knots at 6,000. So the descent has been pretty much right on the money. Pretty good ride all the way around. I'll take terrain now. And you can have the weather. Even though we really don't have to worry about any mountains in Fort Lauderdale. Picking up the island below us. Alright, let's have a quick peek here, shall we? Auto bleed panel is set to auto pressurization panel. Land altitude is in. Passenger signs are on. Auto brake selector is set. Flight instruments and radios are set. Altimeters local QNH is in. Recall. We've got a clean board. I just got to put the landing data VREF minimums in and we're good to go. And let's have a peek here. Coming in at a buck 145, 10, 10, 96, 96, all looking pretty good. What are we holding at here? 4? Holding at 4. Contact Miami Approach on 118.1, Southwest 2671. Good night. Miami Approach, Southwest 2671, with you, inbound Lampton. Descending through 10,900 for 5,000.
Southwest 2671, Miami Approach identified. Good evening, expect the ILS runway 10 left approach into Fort Lauderdale. Altimeter 1022.
I expect the ILS 10 left. Approach it to Fort Lauderdale, altimeter 1022, Southwest 2671. All right, let's give you a little bit of drag. And I said we were holding at 4. That's good, and we're coming up on 10. And you. Oh, we're definitely getting some lights peeking out through there now. Camera might not be getting them just yet, but we are. All right, where are we here at 10? Exterior lights. Yep, they are set. Engine start select is the continuous, and I'm already on terrain. So we're looking pretty good. Lights are just starting to peek through pretty decent now in the front center. Camera may not be getting them just yet, but I can see them looking pretty decent. And we'll break through the clouds and they'll just open up. Alright, Olas, we should have 10.5 on the fuel. We're at 10.5 right now. We'll have 9.2 when we get in, if I can put it down. We've got 73 miles to go. And that's 2 hours 27 minutes since we left the runway. 2 hours and 14 minutes. No, it's 2 hours and 27 minutes since we left the gate. 2 hours and 15 minutes since we left the runway. And we're at 250 knots now, descending. We need to be at 6,000 at London. And I don't think that's going to be an issue. A beautiful ride all the way around. So we're passing 7,000 on our way for 6 at London. And then we're going to hold 6,000 till we pass BPAC. So far she's performed beautifully the entire ride. $6,400 descending. Coming up on low. There, Miami just popped up there in the distance. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. Would be nice if it actually rolled in instead of popping in. There you go. She's raising the nose now. Coming up on 6,000 for London. Beautifully done. 250 knots. Hi, here's Miami. Alright, we're inbound Wave 'em. Alright, so we're going to hold 6,000 till we get past BPAC. Descend down to 5,000 for Wanar. And then at Wanar, we're going to make a left-hand turn, basically a U-turn, head back into Fort Lauderdale. So we're going to see the lights on the way in and when we flip around and come back. And wave them, 10-4 on the fuel, 10-4 on the fuel. Beautifully done. Alright, and we're down to 240. Beautiful. And we'll hold 240 till we get all the way around. If we had some clouds out there rolling by. X-Plane 12. I'm using the latest beta version that's out of X-Plane. Yeah, we got some clouds out here. They shouldn't interfere with the view too much once we get off once we start down from 6,000. We are doing a little bit of rocking and rolling in here, though. That's nice. The clouds are definitely affecting the aircraft. Disturbed air. Nice. All right, that puts us into Kiwi. Kiwi is 10-2. We're at 10-2, so fuel is going to be just fine. All right, from Kiwi, we're inbound BPAC at 6,000. Yeah, you can see we're getting whipped around. You can see the lights at Florida down there. I hope the camera's picking that up. We are definitely getting rocked around a bit. And I don't really need that. And we're going to 319. Oh, Zibo, yeah, I'm using his latest, 0.6, unless he put another one out. Rodney. 0.6 is the latest one that I had from today, the last time I checked. So unless he put one out, I should be using the latest. Fort Lauderdale area looks great with the clouds peeking in and out with the night lighting. And again, if the night lighting that you're going to see here, if you don't like that, that's on me. Those are my night lighting edits. So that's not on Laminar if you don't like those. That's on me. But if you do like them, there's a link down below if you want to give them a try. But I am using reshade, so just keep that in mind. The city looks pretty cool out that left window. Yeah, same one, yeah. Yeah, we get rocked. I got the airport just below us about 11 o'clock. And from Juan, we're going to head 276 until we get vectored in. So we'll drift out until we head a little bit over the marsh area, get a nice view coming back as well. Wow, look at all the traffic on the highway. You can't see it, but man, I can see all the tail lights and the headlights down there. Sweet. With all this rocking, I can't tell if it's smooth though. It looks like it is though, but it's hard to tell. All right, here's BPAC. Now, Shadow, what are you, jumping ship, man? Fasten your seatbelt, pal. We're getting ready to land. And don't put your head too close to that yoke. All right, BPAC, we're coming around at 278 with the wind. And we're going to head that way until we get vectored.
Maintain 4,000, turn left, heading 260 vectors for the ILS runway 10 left approach. Altimeter 30.23.
Descend and maintain 4,000, turn left heading 260, vectors for the ILS, runway 10 left approach, altimeter 30.23. Alright. So, and we're going to keep that heading. And then we're going to continue our descent. Hoping we'd have a little bit more of a view here. Now we're going to start heading down here, so hopefully we're going to break out of this rather quickly. What time is it? Almost 8:30? Be nice to be done by 9 o'clock. I gotta have to go get something to eat. I didn't have dinner yet. We're breaking through it here a little bit now, and we're just getting ready to come through. And we're gonna start our descent even more. Here we go. Head on down, baby. Get out from under this mess. Give me something to look at.
Southwest 2671, descend and maintain 4,000, turn left heading 255.
Descend and maintain 4,000 left heading 255 for Southwest 2671. Now let me bring up that chart.
Southwest 2671, 5 miles from War. Turn left heading 145, descend and maintain 3,000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 10 left approach.
Turn left heading 145, descending maintain 3,000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 10 left approach, Southwest 2671. Alright, so let's just head on in. And down to 3. Now, hopefully we'll have a nice view on the way back in. Was hoping we'd have it both ways around, but and we're holding at 4 on a mist. Yes, at Mart's. Hopefully you have a nice view out that window now. And again, that's my night lighting that you're seeing down there. So if you're not crazy about that, that's on me, not Laminar. That's my night lighting edits here. Let's get on that. She's a little lazy here. She's a little lazy here on this turn. And let's start slowing up. Pretty cool view. And I said we're holding it for, and we are looking at on the way out, 090 on the way out, on the mist. Oh, what a great view. What a great view. And give me flaps 1. We'll get this nose down, give you a nice view of the approach here. Give me 5. Get that nose down. Give me 10. Beautiful view. And don't need you anymore. Let me have you. All right, let me have the gear. My bird. Maybe 15, and let's slow all the way up here, shall we? Let me have a little bit of fun here.
Southwest 2671, contact Fort Lauderdale Tower on 119.3.
Going Fort Lauderdale Tower 119.3, Southwest 2671. Good night. Go right to 30 here. Fort Lauderdale Tower, Southwest 2671. 8 mile final, 10 left. Clear to land, Southwest 2671. What a great view, man. Wow. This is nice. I wish I could show this to you in 4K the way I'm seeing it. Ooh, beautiful view. The camera only does 1080 though, unfortunately. Alright, you're a little high here, buddy. Get the nose down. Yeah, you're getting into it. There you go. A lot of cars on the highway down there. I don't know if you could pick up all of the brake lights and the headlights heading this way, but I can see it from here. It looks pretty cool. Lights, engine start selectors, auto brake, speed brake, landing gear, flaps, and they have been notified. And the Zibo-Mod just handles so beautifully. Nine knot headwind. 500. Beautiful ride, Zibo. Beautiful ride. Continue. Careful landing.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Welcome to Fort Lauderdale. Oh, easy there, Louis. Going to ground, 121.4, Southwest 2677. I hope you enjoyed that ride. I had a blast. Alright, let's just stop here for a second, make sure we are good. That's good, that's good, that's good. That is set. We're waiting on the APU. Let's go to ground. 121.4. Fort Lauderdale ground, Southwest 2671. With you at intersection Bravo 8, looking to go to gate Bravo 7. APU is up. We'll take the APU. We'll give that a minute. There we go. Might as well stop that clock. 2:48. All right, Bravo 8, Bravo, Tango 1, Tango. Okay, nice and simple. And let's just say that's been a minute. Let's get on the APU bleed air as well. And we can even have a peek on the way in. Exterior lights as needed. We are good. APU is up and running. Your damper is off. Window heat switches as needed. They're off. Probe heat switches are off. Wing and engine anti-ice are off. Engine start selectors as needed. They are off. Auto brake is off. Speed brake is down. Flaps are up. Transponders TA auto. Weather radar is set to test. Alright, we're looking pretty good. We can dump that, and we are good. Bravo all the way down to Tango 1, Tango. And we're right in the corner here. That was a pretty great run, man. Hope you enjoyed that ride. I did. And she looks pretty smooth here. We did have some weather coming in. She's pretty smooth, so it looks like I got my stutter issue worked out. And that's a big plus. None of these screens went blank on me as well. So another big plus there. Looks like this is good to go. I may get one more ride in here at night, and then we're going to go back to 2020 and just see, make sure I didn't screw anything up there as well. But this is performing beautifully. Love every minute of it. So runway to runway was 236. So you figure we're looking at 253, 9 minutes early. We got in 9 minutes early, bumping it up to Mach 0.8 on that ride from San Juan. So that was pretty cool. All right, Tango, and we're on our way in here. We got a spot for us here or no? No spot? Yeah, we got a spot right there. We'll take that. We will take that spot right there. And if I can see the markings here. Oh, a little too much there, Louis. Easy there. Would be nice if this guy had a little bit more leeway on his left and right here. He is like extremely precise. See how the gates disappear on the back end there? Alright, and any collision, let them run around. Let me get set up here with the electronic flight bag. And you set the chocks ASU and get those doors open. Alright, so chocks are in position. We can lose the brake. Ground power is available. Let's get on ground. Let's get on unconditioned air here. And we don't need you anymore. Off. You're off. And you are on standby. Let's have a peek. Electrical power, APU or ground. We are on ground. We are set for unconditioned air. We've got the APU bleed is off. Left and right pack switches to auto, and the isolation valve is open. Fuel levers to cut off. Anti-collision light is off. Passenger signs are off. Fuel pump switches are off. Electrical panel check set. Galley power is off. Window heat switches are off. Probe heat switches are off. Window heat switches. Hydraulic pumps, electric 2 and 1 are off. Exterior lights, we have logo and position. Flight director switches are off. Chocks in position. Parking brake is off. I'm going to go get something to eat, so I'm going to shut this down completely. So let's do IRS selectors are off. Emergency exit lights are off. Exterior lights are off. Bleed air panel, let's get set there. Engine selector to both. APU or ground power disconnect. We'll disconnect the ground power. AC/DC selectors to standby, and battery switch is off. Alright everybody, I hope you enjoyed that ride. I had another blast. I got a good test in on the entire setup. I'm going to go back and review some of that video footage. It looked pretty smooth to me. None of my screens went out during the ride. So I think this was a really good run. I got everything checked that I wanted to get checked, and we had a smooth ride. Alright everybody, for those of you that joined me this evening, I hope you enjoyed the ride. I always enjoy the company and the conversation along the way. So for those of you that were with me, thanks for stopping by. If you haven't pressed that like button, please go ahead and do so. Some of the people that are my regulars here say it does something to help boost the channel. I don't know how that works, but anyway, give me a heads up and a like if you enjoyed the ride. And I'll catch you on my next run, everybody. I think my voice is starting to go. I think I timed that rather well. Alright, everybody. Take care.